found love, the real love. Let this be the real thing. Tell me now, what's on your mind? Whisper soft to me that you want me. There's magic in your fingertips, it's magic when we kiss. I can be myself with you, kiss me now, I insist. Make me yours, just take me now, I'm helpless to resist. Got me so invested in this thing, it's more than just a fling. It's more than just a fling. It's more than just a fling. I can't help that it is more than just a fling. Now I know that it's the real thing, the real thing. Take your time, I'm on a high, high. My body yearns for you to touch me. No, there's magic in your fingertips, it's magic when we kiss. I can be myself with you, kiss me now, I insist. Make me yours, just take me now, I'm helpless to resist. Got me so invested in this thing, it's more than just a fling. It's more than just a fling. It's more than just a fling. I can't help that it is more than just a fling. Now I know that it's the real thing, the real thing.
30 minutes for a date to show up, and apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers. I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day, and the time. You know, I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. Like, I'm just looking for my person. I'm just looking for the one that I guess is out there for me. I mean, I want to be somebody's husband someday, father. I'm trying to do everything that's right, and I just get stood up. Like, my feelings didn't even matter. Sitting there eating a meal by myself and realizing that nobody even cares about people anymore. Like, LA and dating shouldn't even be this hard. It shouldn't be this hard to find somebody. It shouldn't be this difficult to fall in love, to be kind to one another. Like, what, ladies, tell me, what did I do wrong?
Create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times. He said to me, many will not understand, but you have to raise warriors.
Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Hello, everyone. Happy afternoon. Welcome to Bella's Corner, where the truth is delivered with love. Thank you so much for joining me. Please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. I appreciate all of you for being here with me. Shout out to you, Sheila. Thank you for stopping in for a little bit, although you can't make it. Good morning, good afternoon, Mark. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for being a channel member. I appreciate all of you for being here. Good afternoon, Chavis. Thank you so much for joining me. You are always here with me, so I appreciate you. Good afternoon. Squeegee Kid is in the house. Hey. And thank you so much for your donation of $1.99, Squeegee Kid, from Mr. Hollywood, Squeegee Kid, aka Hollywood's husband. And since we've got Hollywood's husband in the chat, let me kindly please remind you to hit the like button. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
My name is Jillian. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Canada. The highest level of education completed was high school. I decided not to go to college. And I said I'm single, right?
And then what do you do for work?
I'm a writer.
Okay. It's not for Vice though, right?
No,
Okay.
no. I saw that on the comments.
Yeah, fuck
No.
Vice. Okay. What about you?
Hi, my name is Hollywood. I'm a
y'all. Shout out to you, Hollywood's husband. Again, thank you, Squeegee Kid, for being here. I appreciate all of you for being here with me, and we are going to get started. But let me say this. I know I've been away for a while, y'all. Let me just apologize to you. I have been so tired. My mom visited this past weekend. And of course, I want to dedicate my time and energy to that and everything. And so anyway, mama is tired. I am 9 months, y'all. I am 9 months pregnant. So baby will be here soon. Baby could be here within the next coming weeks. So I'm going to try to roll out as much content for you as possible until it's time for me to sit my behind down with my new baby. So anyway, again, I thank you so much to all of you for being here with me. And we are going to have a good conversation on today. Okay? Okay, everyone. So, as I'm sure you are aware of the video that I played, prior to bringing myself up and everything, of the comedian Jonathan does comedy. He is apparently a disabled comedian, and of course, he got online talking about how he was stood up on a first date. So we're going to talk about that. He asked the ladies a question, what did I do? What did I do wrong? We're going to talk about that as well. And we're also, ladies, we're going to touch on just some things that you could essentially look for, or you may notice when you're in the dating market or when you're getting to know a man. We're going to talk about just, again, some signs that he could be a beta, that he is a beta simp. Okay, so again, we're going to have a good conversation. And I'm excited. I'm so behind. There's been so much stuff going on, but we here. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the video up on the screen for you.
Left the restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date.
Sorry. Let's go ahead and look at what this gentleman has gone through and has to say.
So I just left the restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date to show up, and apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say. I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers. I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day, and the time. I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. I'm just looking for my person. I'm just looking for the one that I guess is out there for me. I want to be somebody's husband someday, father. I'm trying to do everything that's right, and I just get stood up. My feelings didn't even matter. Sitting there eating a meal by myself and realizing that nobody even cares about people anymore. Alien dating shouldn't even be this hard. It shouldn't be this hard to find somebody. It shouldn't be this difficult to fall in love. to be kind to one another. Like, what, ladies, tell me, what did I do wrong?
We're going to talk about it, sir. What did you do wrong? Okay, well, firstly, let me open up this conversation by speaking to the ladies, okay? Ladies, it is rude and unladylike to stand a man up who you have accepted an invitation to a date with, first of all, okay? Again, that is rude, that is unladylike, and you're wasting his time, all right? He mentioned in the video that he was talking to this young lady for about 2 weeks. So you not only wasted his time for 2 weeks, but you also wasted yours. So, I mean, I get you're trying to be, a bad bee, and, you're trying to feel like you're the creme de la creme and all that in a bag of chips. And, these men want me, yada, 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 whatever, how you feel in your ego and your conscience and your mind, whatever, you're feeling yourself too much, in my opinion, but okay. It's still rude. It's still unladylike. It's still extremely distasteful. Okay? You want to leave a positive impression or positive, like I said, taste in anyone's mouth, really, but especially a man's mouth, not literally, right? And you want to leave a positive impression on people. And by standing up someone, that is not a positive impression, whether you're interested in them or not. This is about being a nice person, a kind and considerate person. Okay, ladies? So again, it is very rude, it is very distasteful, it is very unladylike to, again, stand a man up who you have accepted an invitation to go out on a date with, or a meet and greet, or whatever, however you want to classify it in your mind, okay? If you don't plan on going, don't accept the invitation. And if you did accept the invitation, and if something comes up, or if you really decided, yeah, I'm not feeling him, just tell him, hey, I know we had, a date planned, something planned, but unfortunately, I will not make it. And as far as future plans, I just don't see it. I don't see us going forward in that relationship direction or whatever. Just be direct. You don't have to, again, stand him up. You don't have to ignore his phone calls. You don't have to be mean, but just be honest. Okay? Everybody's been ghosted before. People have been stood up before. So it isn't like that's something that doesn't happen. But again, ladies, that's distasteful. Okay? Don't do that. Okay. Next. And again, if you're wasting his time talking to him, chatting with him, you're wasting your time subsequently. So that's just stupid. It's dumb. It's dumb. Don't waste your time. Don't waste his time. Okay. Now, before I get more so into what I wanted to discuss, let me go ahead and shout out Gabe. Shout out to you, Gabe Zach. Thank you so much for your $5 super sticker. I appreciate you, and thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And this is my first time seeing you. Hope to see you again. And everyone, I do have memberships available. So put yourself on wife support if you're interested. You can click the join button on a PC. And I believe you can also join by a way of, as if you're going to give a super chat or a super sticker. I think that's how you do it, but I'm not too sure. That's what I heard. So put yourself on wife support today. Okay. So let's get more into it. So it's clear, from this gentleman's appearance and the video, that, and this is really my opinion, you know what I'm saying? This is my opinion. But it's clear that he's lacking some masculinity. He's lacking forwardness. He's just lacking that, right? And this is outside of his disability, okay? And allow me to make this disclaimer. I understand that he may be disabled and things of that nature, and I understand that there is a large spectrum of disabilities, right? But of course, as there's a large spectrum of disability, there is a large spectrum of personality, even if you are disabled or not, okay? I've seen personally disabled individuals, men who carry a higher percentage of masculinity than this gentleman here, okay? So let's be honest and let's be clear about that, okay? But again, I have nothing against those with disabilities, and I wanted to acknowledge that. But again, this is for teaching purposes, observation, and again, I want the ladies to, to think. All right. And again, we're going to talk about signs that he's a beta. Okay, so it's clear that this gentleman lacks masculinity, and one could argue that he is a beta male. Okay. He's on here crying over something that's, in my opinion, quite small. He recorded himself. He's on here talking about something. Oh, I try to do everything right. Da, da, da. Cringe. That's not attractive. That's a turnoff. And that's not going to make the ladies wet downstairs, to be honest. Okay. Again, everyone gets stood up. People get ghosted, or everyone gets ghosted. Everyone gets stood up. So, for my opinion, Jonathan, that's the first thing. You invested a little bit too much emotion within this interaction, within this relationship with this lady whom you have never gone out on a date with yet. That says to me, as a married woman, right? That says to me, and of course I can think back to what I was looking for, the things that I observed when I was on the dating market before I met my husband, as well as when I met him. If you're investing so much emotion into something so small, or something or a relationship that in which it isn't clear in which you two stand, that means you more than likely lack self-discipline, you lack forward thinking. Again, you're probably emotional, you just fall in love with anybody who says hi to you. That's unattractive. You need to be able to step back, put your emotions aside, and say, hey, what does this relationship look like for me? What is she really saying? It's clear that this girl wasn't even interested, to be honest. Y'all talking to each other for 2 weeks straight, and y'all haven't been out on a date yet. I mean, I understand, jobs and things of that nature, jobs, events, whatever you two are doing, things can get in the way. But I don't know. I just don't see 2 weeks going by without y'all getting together prior to. I don't know. It's just, to me, it was a pity date. I really, truly think that whoever this guy was talking about, whoever Jonathan was talking about, she was never interested in him to begin with. Okay? So that's just my opinion. Hi, Condemned. I was going to say Condemned you, your old name. Hi, The Condemned. I appreciate you for being here. That part. Hi, Shanika. Exactly, Shanika. Exactly. It doesn't take 2 weeks. Beta male junior. Dang, he can't even be like the male. He's a junior. Like, all right, OG Mark. Exactly. Of course, you can be bothered. Of course, a man's going to be bothered if he was stood up. Of course. Men have feelings, right? But you can't be boo-hooing on camera. Exactly. He invested a little bit too much emotions into it. Thanks for joining me. I see retention, and as well as you, Stefan, and Demetrius. Okay. So yeah, he lacks masculinity. I wanted to play this video again because I came across this. My husband actually played it, and I thought it was a really good addition to what we're going to talk about, because I agree with this sentiment. So let's go ahead and check it out.
Create strong men.
Let me back it up.
Tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times. He said to me, many will not understand, but you have to raise warriors. Tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times. He said to me, many will not understand, but you have to raise warriors.
Feminine women want warriors. They want men with grit. We need a man with grit. That is something that we seek for, that we look for. When a man approaches us, when he expresses interest in us. And when I'm talking about feminine women, everyone, I'm referring to feminine women who want to be married. Weak men create tough times. Tough times create tough men, strong men. Adversity. I've talked about this in previous live streams. In a previous live stream where I discussed why men are necessary, why fathers are necessary to be in their sons' lives. Adversity is needed to give a man, a boy, again, grit, resilience, power, strength. But if he's been catered to, if he's been, coddled, breastfed, his entire life, that could turn him into a weak man. And what do weak men create? Weak men create tough times. And then tough times create strong men. Feminine women want strong men. We don't want weak men. We don't want docile men. And crying online, boo-hooing, appearing weak, appearing vulnerable, especially before there is even a form of relationship or trust or anything, a relationship foundation built. Any form of vulnerability and weakness that is displayed is a turn off for a masculine woman. Because just as the woman is being vetted, so is the man, right? Feminine women prefer warriors because he, again, possesses masculinity. This tells us that he is confident, first of all. Unfortunately, Jonathan, he doesn't seem very confident. This shows that he can protect us. Even if you two don't come in contact with some type of adversity, right? Especially early in the relationship, in the dating process, in the courting phase. We can still tell, feminine women can still tell if this man can protect me or not. We want warriors because, again, they're masculine. He shows us that he can protect us if danger is afoot, if something pops off. He can go get his peace and be still if needed. I knew when my husband was courting me that he could protect me. through his demeanor, through his confidence, through the way he walked, through the way he talked. And the fact that he displayed that he had the means to protect us, if you know what I'm saying. Because if he can protect us, he can lead us. Are you a leader? Masculinity is naturally a leader. A beta male is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the hierarchy of the leader. And that is not attractive to a feminine woman, to a woman who is seeking marriage, who wants marriage. Tough times create strong men. Weak men create tough times because weak men have a lack of foresight, have a lack of ambition. But we're going to talk about signs. We're going to talk about those signs that will tell you if he's a beta male, that will tell you if he's a beta simp. Betas are dangerous. Simps are dangerous. Not only to you in the future, but to your possible future family, to the future of the community, to the future character of the children, again, who you may create with him. I recommend to check out my last live stream where I talked about Dr. Umar and whatnot, so you can understand more of what I'm talking about. Feminine women don't want to marry weak men. Don't want to marry a man who can't protect her, who doesn't have the means, who's going to cower behind her, who's going to try to use her as a shield. That's not sexy. That's not a turn on. And that doesn't give a feminine woman the confidence that if, again, something happens, that you can not only protect me, but you can protect these children. That is how a feminine woman uses her forward thinking, her foresight, in terms of accepting or not accepting a man into her life, accepting or not accepting a man in terms of taking on his name, his hand in marriage. Feminine women don't want to marry weak men. I hope you hear me, Daniel. Theo's in the house. Thank you so much for being here, Theo. I appreciate you. We miss you in the morning, but we know your channel got a strike. Thanks for being here, Theo. And click the join button for our membership. I hope you hear me, Bobby. Thanks for joining me. Mark says, provide masculine-based thoughts and strength. The one thing the sisterhood is stripping of today's men. Exactly. Don't worry, men. The ladies who are out here who want husbands, they want you to be masculine. Don't allow these masculine women in the gynocracy to beat down on you and your masculinity. You are right. They are wrong. You are right. They are wrong. Even the hyenas want a strong man to an extent. Want a masculine man to an extent. They want to pick and choose when that man is going to be masculine, when he's going to provide, whatever P that he has, right? But even then, they still want a man who is masculine. They just still want to be able to control you. It doesn't make sense, but y'all know what I'm saying. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. People get nice mixed up with not being masculine. You can be nice, a nice man, aka respectful, without giving up your masculinity. I completely agree. My husband is a generous man. He is a kind man. He's mannerable. He'll hold the door for someone if he sees them coming. He'll say hello. He'll greet people in, around in the office, in the room or whatever. But he is 100% masculine. and 100% a man. Okay? So yes, there's a difference between being a nice person, a kind person, and just being beta. Absolutely. Even this type of man, he can even still, be a jerk. You know what I mean? My husband, he says things I don't like. I'm like, dang, that was mean, And you just laugh when I say, you're so mean. Masculine men, they pick and choose when they want to be kind, when they want to be nice. That doesn't mean this man is lacking masculinity. Exactly. You don't know if he's going to cower or if he's going to, pop off for some reason, fly off the cuff. He could be a son husband, or he could, just be a beta simp, or whatever. There's a spectrum. Shout out to some Moses. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat. Caught alive. Hey, peace to Bella in chat. Hi, son Moses. I appreciate you for being here with me. Shout out to you, Daniel. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat as well. And it says masculine attracts feminine. Feminine attracts masculine. Opposites attract. Exactly. And ladies, even your toxic femininity, your broken femininity, can also attract toxic and broken masculinity. I know that isn't discussed a whole lot, but it very well can, which is why I talk about self-improvement over here, self-awareness, accountability. If you've realized that you possess some characteristics that could otherwise be deemed as feminine characteristics, rather, that can otherwise be deemed as broken or toxic, and then you're turning around and trying to figure out why you're attracting a certain caliber of man, a low caliber of man, the dusties, the crusties, the men who aren't worth having, it could very well be because you possess toxic or broken femininity. And so he is the masculine reflection of your toxicity. Meaning it isn't only about him. He isn't the only reason as to why, you keep attracting dusties. It's you. And the only thing that you can control, ladies, is you, right? You can't control necessarily who approaches you. You can't control when the sun comes up and comes down. You can't control when the wind blows. You can't control, whatever. But you can control you. So I encourage you, ladies, again, if you are dissatisfied with the type of options, with the options that you have in the dating market, in your phone, I urge you, I challenge you to look at yourself. Absolutely. They grow up not knowing how to be masculine, sad. Maybe this will be his wake-up call. I really hope he tunes into the videos that people have made, even if they're hard to hear. I think they could definitely benefit him for sure. And we're going to keep going soon, y'all. Shout out to T. Peterson. Thank you so much for being here with me, sir. I appreciate you. Okay, let's keep on going. Put a 3 in the chat if y'all follow me. Put a 3 in the chat if y'all are following the conversation. I know some of y'all just got here. Again, feminine women don't want to marry weak men. Feminine women don't want a beta male, a beta simp. Let's talk about this real quick. This wasn't one of my intents to talk about this, but I want to say this. Again, feminine women don't want to marry weak men, don't want beta simps. But I'm going to say this. Certain women do want the betas, do want the simps, or think the beta is cute, or think the beta is desirable. That's an exceptional type of woman, right? That is an exceptional type of woman. She could be very docile herself. She could be, awkward or quiet herself. And so she may attract a man who possesses those type of familiar and comfortable characteristics as well. But again, that is an exception. And we're going to talk about some comments later. So the ladies who were in the comments talking about how he didn't do anything wrong, you're going to find your person, yada, yada. That person who he's talking about, who he wants or who could possibly work for him, is exceptional. And even then, there's still a certain, level in which that type of woman, that exceptional woman who actually wants that type of man to have, she may not even come around anytime soon. Again, those beta simp characteristics are not attractive. They're not going to get a woman interested, wet. At the end of the day, in order for a woman to maintain interest in a man, how can I say this? Okay, so I've seen conversations, right, where women have outed other women and saying, sorry, ladies, sorry, sis, but I gotta say it. This one lady said, when a woman chooses a man, it is about her emotions. It's about her emotions, how he makes her feel, and how he makes her feel, right? And this is even outside of them actually, getting down. If you don't possess the masculinity and the charisma and the type of just, like I said, personality about you that makes her see you as sexy in some type of way, she's not going to be interested in you. So she's not going to want to follow you. She's not going to want to take your leadership. You're going to get friend zoned. This is the type of man who's going to get friend zoned. This type of man who's going to get friend zoned. The nice guys are friend zoned. This type of nice guy. Again, as Bobby even mentioned, there's a difference between being a nice guy and a beta simp. Absolutely. But just for conversational purposes, so I don't have to throw out that disclaimer every time. The nice guys get friend zoned. And or the nice guys get ran over by their masculine girlfriends. Get used by their masculine girlfriends. Get told that, I'm not going to do this for you. You need to do this for me. Women need to be checked. Women want to be checked. So if you see yourself, gentlemen, in that type of situation, such as Jonathan, check your masculinity respectfully. Okay, let's keep going. Feminine women do not want weak men, do not want beta men. They don't want to marry beta men. Because again, that shows that if he does possess masculinity, as we talked about a little earlier, this tells us that he is confident, he can protect us, he can lead. And those are the things that a woman needs, that a feminine woman needs to submit to. She needs to see those characteristics because, again, that gives her the confidence to submit to him. Submitting to him includes putting her life in his hands and being willing to, being comfortable to do so. Are you worth submitting to, sir? Is your masculinity worth submitting to? Does your masculinity tell the feminine women that you can lead? Can she trust you with her life? That's what we're talking about. Can she? Could you get down like this? Can she trust that if something pops off, if she needs your protection, that you're going to step in to handle business, to take care of it? For your family, for them, against those who are trying to come against you, or whatever the case is. Doesn't seem like that Jonathan's that type. Right? I'm a lover, not a fighter. All right, so let's move on. What did he do wrong? What did he do wrong? The one thing that I wanted to mention here are the flowers. One thing are the flowers. Now, there's nothing wrong with flowers on the first date. But, in my opinion, homegirl shouldn't have even been thought about to get any flowers until you two made it clear that you two want to at least go out on a second date. But you pulled up with flowers, and it took y'all 2 weeks to meet. Again, she probably wasn't interested. And you spent your $20, $30, $40 on a bouquet of roses that she hadn't shown you that she had earned up until that point. My husband didn't even bring flowers on our first date. He buys flowers now. It was a small, nice gesture that should have been held back and, paused on, waited upon, until, again, you two establish some type of relationship and interest. So that's one thing you did wrong, but we are going to talk about some more things. Okay? Shout out to you, Gail. Thank you so much for being here with me. Good afternoon, Bella and chat. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being a channel member. Thank you, Joker. I'm so happy to see you here. Thank you for your super sticker. Always supporting. Excuse me. What he did wrong with the flowers, it wasn't necessarily wrong, but again, I think it should have waited. Okay, so let's get more into what he did wrong. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this video up one more time, and then we're gonna dig into it.
For a date to show up, and apparently I got stood up. So I just left a restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date to show up, and apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers. I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day, and the time. I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. Like, I'm just looking for my person. I'm just looking for the one that I guess is out there for me. I mean, I want to be somebody's husband someday, father. I'm trying to do everything that's right, and I just get stood up. Like, my feelings didn't even matter. Sitting there eating a meal by myself and realizing that nobody even cares about people anymore. Like, LA and dating shouldn't even be this hard. It shouldn't be this hard to find somebody. It shouldn't be this difficult to fall in love. To be kind to one another. Like, what? Ladies, tell me, what did I do wrong?
First of all, sir, no one owes you sympathy. No one owes you sympathy. This could have been avoided. Because again, I'm sure she showed signs that she wasn't interested for real in you. And now you're online saying that you were stood up. So let's start from the beginning. He says, ladies, what did I do wrong? Well, let's talk about what you did wrong, sir. Hold on, y'all. My child is awake. I need to tell my husband. Hold on one second, y'all. And we're going to talk about what he did wrong. We are going to talk about what he did wrong. So in the meantime, I would like to kindly ask you real quick to please hit the like
My
button.
name is Jillian. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Canada. The highest level of education completed was high school. I decided not to go to college. And I said I'm single, right?
And then what do you do for work?
I'm a writer.
Okay. It's not for Vice though, right?
No,
Okay.
no. I saw that in the comments.
Yeah, fuck
No.
Vice. Okay. What about you?
Hi, my name is Hollywood. I'm a certified.
Okay, y'all, I'm back. My baby, he woke up and popped right up. So I had to go get him. Okay. Thank you for your patience. All right. So let's get more into it, y'all. He says, ladies, what did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? I need your advice. Help me out. Help me out. So let's start from the beginning, sir. For one, you waited 30 minutes for her to show up. What you should have done was confirmed that you had your date that day at the time and the location that was previously determined. Okay? And the fact that you waited 30 minutes has shown that you're okay with another individual wasting your time. You should understand that your time is valuable, right? Time is a non-refundable resource. Today is the youngest we will ever be again. We cannot go back. We cannot reverse time. Time is, again, an irreversible, non-refundable resource. And you allowed her to waste it. Not only did you allow her to waste 2 weeks of your time in conversation, whatever that entailed, but you also allowed her to waste time for you to get to the date, getting the flowers, getting dressed, and you sat there for 30 minutes waiting on her. You shouldn't have done that. She clearly doesn't value her time. And clearly, you have not shown that you value yours. Secondly, the flowers. Again, we're talking about the flowers. You shouldn't have brought flowers for her because she hadn't shown you that she had earned or deserved those flowers. 2 weeks talking on the phone, texting back and forth or whatever, that is not enough. She needs to show up. She needs to show interest, show that she wants you before she gets something as lovely, and although flowers are small, something as lovely as flowers, especially with these modern women. Do not pull up with flowers on no first date unless you know for certain that she is a lady. And again, I didn't even get flowers on the first date. I get flowers now. You paying for the food. You don't need to bring her flowers too. You know what I'm saying? Number 2, he talked about trying to do everything right. I understand wanting to get a woman to like you and, desire you, whatever. But again, you're putting it all on you when she, in fact, needs to show that she's the right one for you, that she's trying to do things right. And the whole, I'm trying to do everything right, just even the way you expressed it, sir, it just comes off as beta simp. And again, that's not attractive. That is a turnoff. I don't know if y'all are familiar with this, but if you have Netflix, you may or may not have seen it pop up on your suggested, but there, at least it was, a show on Netflix called Love on a Spectrum. And it's about individuals, they're adults, who are, I think they're all adults, seeking love, wanting to date, who are on the autistic spectrum, right? And I thought it was interesting because my mom was in the educational system for about 20 years, and she worked with special needs children. And so I got a chance just to kind of see her interact, meet some of the students and things of that nature, over the years when she was doing that, back when I was in like elementary, middle school, and high school. And so I thought it was interesting because I'm just like, hold on, let me see. Because of course, people want love, whether you're, again, disabled or not, on the spectrum or not. And even there was a young lady on there who had very high expectations. She was autistic, brilliant, and actually she's very cute, but autistic, but again, brilliant. She even had unrealistic expectations of the men who were also on the spectrum, who she would go out on dates with. And they would fall in love with her, and they would give each other kisses on date 1 and 2. And she still was just like, yeah, it's not for me. He just doesn't have it. He just. So him having a disability or whatever, it's just it's a part of it, but it's just like, I've seen these women who also have disabilities, their expectations and standards are still ridiculous, still unrealistic. Okay? So, with you trying to do everything right, you also, as the man, Jonathan, what I think you did wrong was you were prioritizing her and the relationship, or a relationship, or just getting a woman over the things that you actually are looking for in a woman. And again, her wasting your time is a telltale sign that she probably shouldn't have been dealt with to begin with. Number 3, we talked about how y'all were chatting for 2 weeks and y'all hadn't been on a date yet. Again, that's a sign. It doesn't take 2 weeks if she was truly interested. That should have been an indicator right there. If she's not trying to come see you within like a week, or asking about seeing you, in terms of, when you guys just start conversation, she's probably not that interested. She probably has a roster, or she probably up under or on somebody else. Red flag. You're saying you're looking for your person. Don't say that. Just don't say that. In my opinion, that's a feminine thing to say. That is a very feminine thing to say. Just like how these females say, my truth. I lump all that together. Don't say that anymore. I'm looking for my purse and one. She needs to fit into you. You need to see if she can fit into your life. How does she bring value to you? Just as she's trying to figure out and see how you bring value to her. But everything is about the woman. I did everything right. I bought flowers. I picked the time and the place. Yada, yada, yada. You don't hear whining. You don't hear saying you want to look. You trying to look for your person. But she has clearly shown you that she's not interested. I know she did. I know she showed that she wasn't actually interested. But he was just into what was going on and things of that nature. He didn't see the red flags and the signs for what they were. That's why men in the chat and even myself have agreed you have to use your discernment. You didn't use your discernment, Jonathan. She was never interested in you in the first place. And then he said something about kindness. I've been stood up on a date and no one cares. As I said, no one owes you sympathy. No one cares. Because for one, these people around you don't know you. They can probably assume you were there for a date. And now you're looking crazy right now. Because there's no one here. You can sit here with a bouquet of flowers. But there's nothing wrong with being kind. But you have to understand that there are certain people who deserve your kindness and who don't. And this young lady who stood you up, doesn't deserve your kindness. She didn't deserve it before you even showed up to the date. But you didn't see that. You didn't sniff that out. You didn't discern that. And let me say this, Jonathan, if you see this, sir. I know it's been, quite some time, a few weeks since that video actually has come out. But to any gentlemen who may watch this, who've been stood up or whatever, this is my advice. Let's say a young lady stands you up, ghosts you, especially standing you up on a date that you showed up to, that as far as you understood was supposed to happen. If she contacts you with some BS excuse, do not reply to her. Do not. If she didn't have the common decency, unless there was a legitimate emergency that came up during the time of the date, on my way, someone hit me or something, I don't know. Do not allow her back into your life. That's a boundary that you need to set. Masculine men set boundaries. Okay? And we're going to talk about it a little bit more. But yeah, if she contacts you, cut that off. She doesn't respect your time. She doesn't value your time. And again, it's unladylike to stand up someone who you otherwise accepted an invitation to a date with. As I mentioned earlier, a little bit to Jonathan, to men like Jonathan, stop worshiping women. You need some friends. Get you some friends. Okay? Get you some friends who can help you out with your clothing, with your masculinity. Stop worshiping women. You're saying you want to be someone's husband one day. You want to be a father one day. But you're not going to attract the type of woman who's not only there, who's only there. You're not going to attract the type of woman who's healthy and who you need if you're just saying, oh, I'll just pretty much take any woman. Because to me, it sounds like you're saying you'll take any woman who will give you the time of day. But does she fit with you? But you're too busy putting women up on a pedestal that they otherwise shouldn't be up on, because that leaves room for disappointment. The higher the pedestal, the farther the fall. So if you're sitting here worshiping women and you're not having friends, that means it seems like you have no autonomy, which is another turn off, which is gonna dry up them juices that you want. Okay? Get you some friends. Get you some friends who are going to keep it real with you and who are going to tell me, hey, dude, stop being such a punk. It's all right. Females are like buses. Miss one, there's 15 more coming. You need some friends who are going to tell you the truth and not coddle you. Stop worshiping women. I know my mom taught me something that I always remember. She said, you want a man who has friends. You don't want a man who makes you his world. Because you're going to be his world. You're going to be the center of his world. And when he sees your flaws, he's going to crumble. If things don't work out, he's going to crumble. If he doesn't have friends and if he makes you his world, that is a clear sign and indication that there could be something wrong with him socially, or that he's weak, or that he lacks masculinity. Get you some friends, Jonathan. Get you some friends. Let me get into this chat real quick. Let me see. I've got some super chats. Theo came through with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. And let me go ahead and give you what I owe you. Came through with the shmoney. Thank you so much, Theo. On top of him being ultra simpish, he's also attention seeking. Get out of here, bro. And he says dating shouldn't be hard. Anything worth having is going to be hard. Life isn't easy or fair. Whose man's is this? Whose man's is this?
Sensational.
Exactly. He's attention seeking. Ladies, that is a sign, a red flag, that if a man is online seeking attention, that he has some self-esteem issues. Okay? He has self-esteem issues. And that's unattractive. That's a turn off. And as Theo said, anything worth having isn't easy. Anything worth having isn't easy. Things worth having is tough. I mean, this man is a comedian, so I would think that he will understand, being that I'm sure he had maybe some issues or tough times or challenges to break into the industry. He should understand that. And you're in LA, the land of baddies, the land of everything where it's nipped, tucked, young, everything. So definitely there. Maybe if you go over somewhere else like Oklahoma or something, it'd be a little easier, but you're in LA, sir. Like, come on, get real. Okay, next. Shout out to Demetrius. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat. Even the Bible talks about how it's not going to be easy to find your person. And thank God it's not easy, because some people are wolves in sheep's clothing, in sheep cloth. That part, okay? Talk about it, Demetrius. Have I been pronouncing your name wrong? Demetrius. Maybe that's what. Demetrius. Very true. Let's talk about another thing, y'all. Let's talk about another thing really quick that we have all seen and mentioned or have heard. Because he says, ladies, what did I do wrong? So let's talk about your looks now, sir. Because we've established that you're lacking some masculinity. So that's a turn off. We've talked about how you need to stop worshiping women, how you need to get some friends. We talked about how you need to use your foresight, your discernment. Stop walking around with your heads in the clouds like, oh yeah, I got someone to call me back, yay. Don't be so easily bamboozled. Don't be so easily fooled. Because again, a feminine woman, a wife, a future wife, she's looking for a man who can show her that he can protect her, that he can lead her, that he can guide her and teach her. If you're not using your discernment, that means you cannot do those things for a feminine woman, which leads one to question, are you ready to be a husband? You say you want to be someone's husband, you want to be someone's father, but you can't even show a woman that you can lead and protect her and things of that nature. So what makes you think that you're even ready to be a husband? Boop, boop. That part. Y'all, my nose itches. Okay, so back to looks. Sir, you didn't get a lineup. You didn't shave. You didn't brush your eyebrows. Did you even clean your nails before you stepped out of the house for this date? Respectful. Like, come on now. Jonathan, you look ungroomed. You look a little unkept. You look a little lazy. Just as women wear makeup and we do our hair, we've got our eyebrows and our lashes and things of that nature. Men have facial hair. I understand not all men have facial hair, but in this case, Jonathan, you have facial hair. You didn't even groom your face. You didn't make sure, and I like to call like beards and things kind of like the male version of a female contour. Like if we do makeup, we may contour our face or cheeks a little bit. You didn't even get your male contour together. Again, you didn't even get a lineup. You could at least got a lineup. So you showed up to a first date, and your facial hair is ungroomed. That's a turnoff. And obviously, if you didn't get a lineup, you didn't get a haircut. You're looking lazy, sir. You're looking like you don't care about your appearance. Did you shower? Again, did you clean your nails? You ironed your shirt, but what else? Because you showed up to a first date ungroomed. That's unattractive. Okay? Another thing, I'm not saying everyone needs to be small, right? I'm not saying that. However, I am a huge proponent in saying, go to the gym. Let me say it again, y'all. Go to the gym. Lift you some weights. Do some upper body. Go on some walks and some jogs. Get rid of those man boobs. Eat less carbs. Drink more water. Cut down on sugar. Eat good fats. Stop snacking real late. Go to the gym, Jonathan. Listen, the only one who really needs to be pretty is the woman. Okay. The woman has the beauty and the man has the muscles, but you ain't got no muscles, Jonathan. Work on that. I would even say that to the slim guys. Okay. If you're skinny, if you're slim, you don't have muscle, you need to go ahead and I would recommend rather packing on, come on, eat some food, get you some protein powder, eat more protein, build some muscles. That'll give you more confidence. That'll make your shoulders sit a little wider. Muscles will make a woman look, even if your face is not that cute, okay? As a man. So muscles will make a woman look. And also, going to the gym displays that you have self-discipline. And every man needs self-discipline, but you have shown, Jonathan, and men like Jonathan, that you do not even possess self-discipline because you're ignoring, again, the signs that one, she wasn't interested, and two, you're out of shape. You're out of shape. Just as I get on the women, when I say, ladies, you need to keep your waistline in check. Get your waistline together. I'm not saying you have to, be 115 pounds, but get that waistline in check. Get that tummy in check. Get that gobble, that chin in check. Because you look better that way. And it also displays that you have self-discipline. Self-discipline goes a long way. Because it shows from a man who's looking for a wife, it shows that, if you're eating right, if you're taking your health seriously, you will feed, in the future, your children and your husband healthy meals. That you're going to make your kids go out and play and run around outside and not be inside on that iPad all day. It shows that you have the mindset to stick with something that is healthy and that will yield you better results now and in the future. So, Jonathan, go to the gym. Get that gut in check. Do some upper body. Do some cardio. That will, again, give you more confidence. Your clothes will fit a lot better. And again, you're too scruffy. You should at least got a lineup or something. Come on now, sir. Now, the glasses aren't that bad. The frames aren't that bad. Maybe you should try different types of frames that may be a little bit more suitable, more modern. Maybe a straight, frame or straight lens that looks a little bit more chic, or not chic, rather modern, complimentary. Right? Those things can help. Appearance is important. Even when I say to the ladies, your waistline this, your waistline that. Same thing to the men. You need to look good. You need to look good. You should put in effort. It's not always take me as I am. Yes, take me as I am. But guess what? That as you are implies that the person knows you, that the person has gotten to know your character, your personality, enjoys talking to you, laughing with you. But if you can't even get past the first date. You can't even get a woman to give you her phone number if you approach her on the street. Maybe it's your looks. And then, of course, it goes, into game, the way you approach a woman. But that's why I said, get you some friends so they can help you. Dating shouldn't be so hard. Blah, blah, blah. Get you some friends who are actually on the dating market, who can help you out. Because women can be complex. And if you don't know or understand how women work or operate, you need help. There's nothing wrong with getting help. I hope you hear me smoke and talk. Shout out to you, Severe. Hi, Dre. Thank you for being here. Now, Shanika, you up here in this clown in this chat clowning now. She said it's the hairline for me. That's what Shanika said. Okay, she said it's a no for me. It's a no for me. Get you some friends, Jonathan. Maybe your friends will encourage you. Hey, man, you need to get a certain type of haircut to get your hairline together. And sometimes people's hairlines be crooked. They naturally grow crooked. So you need to go to the right barber who can get you together and not cut off all of your hair. You know what I'm saying? But you need some friends to tell you the truth. Y'all hate hearing the truth. Hey, Gray Hat, what you saying? The average person makes 7 to 10 conclusions about you before a word is said. You are a package, and people see that. You are right, Bella. He needs friends to hold him accountable. All I'm trying to say. First impressions, right? First impressions are lasting impressions. You should take me as I am, blah, blah, blah. But again, you have to get to that part. You have to get to the part of them getting to know your character. But let's not be so delusional to think that looks don't matter. They absolutely do. That's why you get dressed up for a first date. That's why you put on makeup. That's why you get your hair done. That's why whatever. Because looks matter. And another thing, you could be a perfectly wonderful person on the inside, but if you look like trash on the outside, how is someone supposed to know that unless they're getting to know you? I'm a firm believer that who you are on the inside should reflect on the outside. But if you are doing it halfway on the outside, just wanting someone to get to know you, I think you're just playing a game that you don't even have to play. Put your best foot forward, which includes being groomed, being put together. Coming up in school, the girls will say, look at you, where do you think you're going? You always coming in here, looking all put together. And then the guys will say, I really like how you look put together. Being put together is a good thing. Matching clothes is a good thing. Like, I just don't understand why that's such a negative thing. I hope they hear me, Bria. I hope they hear me, Mona. Hold on, y'all gotta catch up to these super chats. And then, ladies, after we talk about these super chats, we're gonna briefly discuss, because this live stream is wrapping up soon. We're going to discuss some signs, and I'm just gonna go through a list and maybe touch on a few of them. But we're gonna talk about signs that he is a beta. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Shout out to you, Mark. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat. I used to buy flowers in the past because I wanted to make a nice impression, but doing so put me in the nice guy friend zone. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Jonathan, I hope you see that. And I hope you learned. Thanks again, Mark. Son Moses, thank you for your donation once again. Y'all coming through for your girl today. Gonna get my baby plenty of Pampers. That go to the gym, eat less carbs, etc. PSA is about to be my morning alarm. Thanks.
Sensational.
Well, you know, I'm just happy I could be of some type of inspiration and motivation on today. Thanks again, Son Moses. I appreciate you. And shout out to you, Mark, again with your $5 super chat. Come on now, let me give you what I owe you, because you have been coming through for you, girl. And Mark says, for us guys, certain muscles, rejection, relationship, have to be worked on during our formative years to ensure proper growth. Give him hell, Bella. That part, Mark. And I appreciate you for saying that. Absolutely. Mark says certain muscles, rejection and relationship muscles, they have to be worked during the young years, formative years, growing years, in order to ensure proper growth. And what did this gentleman say here? What did he say here?
Strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times. He said to me, many will not understand, but you have to raise warriors.
You have to raise warriors. Unfortunately, Jonathan is not a warrior. I absolutely cared about appearance. And any woman who says she doesn't care about a man's appearance is lying. Even women who say, yeah, I like a man who ugly. Like he ain't even got to be that cute. He could be like Biggie, you know, ugly. But guess what? Biggie was fresh. Biggie had swag. Biggie knew how to talk. Biggie was groomed. Unfortunately. And welcome to my live stream, Explore All Options. I think it's my first time seeing you, so shout out to you for being here. Okay, so let's keep on going, and we're going to go ahead and wrap up. I appreciate all of you for being here. Please like the video. Oops, sorry, y'all. I'm showing y'all my notes. Please like the video. Please subscribe if you haven't, because I know like 80 or 90% of y'all watch my videos, but you're not subscribing. What's stopping you? You're here anyway. Okay. Signs that he is a beta simp, ladies. Let's talk about it. He's catering to women when there is no interest being reciprocated. Beta simp. Turn off. I talked about how we were going to discuss that, the fact that he didn't set boundaries. Men set boundaries. Masculine men set boundaries and standards and expectations. So a beta male, a beta simp does not establish boundaries. He doesn't set boundaries on people in his life, to include the woman in his life or the women in his life. Specifically romantically. For example, I remember once, I don't remember specifically what the situation was, but during the courting stage, my husband mentioned to me, well, you know, you can do that if you want. I'm not going to stop you. That's up to you. You're a grown woman. But any woman who I'm with will not do this. So he clearly told me, do what you want. But these are my expectations of the woman who I'm with. These are the standards of the woman who I'm going to be with, of my woman, right? Because ladies, I know some of y'all don't want to hear it, but especially, once you walk down the aisle with that man and say yes to him and take his last name, you belong to him. He is your covering, right? He is over you. He is your leader. And leaders set boundaries. Leaders set standards. Beta males, beta simps, BS males, beta simp males don't set boundaries. Don't have expectations of you. Don't say, okay, this is where we draw the line. This is where I draw the line. That's a sign that he's a simp, y'all. Other signs, he isn't goal-oriented. He isn't competitive, which means if he isn't goal-oriented, if he isn't competitive, he doesn't have grit. And what does grit do? Grit steps forward when necessary. Grit shows that when something pops off, he can handle it. If something pops off, although there is a fear factor or could be fear associated with said situation, he is going to get it done for the safety and protection of those he loves and care for. If he doesn't have grit, he's going to be using you as a shield when something pop off, ladies. If he doesn't have grit, then he's going to be okay with staying in the position in life that he is at, meaning he has low or no ambition for his future. And ladies, that can be your downfall. If he doesn't have ambition, that can be your downfall. But then if you decide to be with him, ladies, if you decide to have his kids and all this and all that, you cannot blame him for being a lazy ninja. And he always on his butt. And he be eating all the kids' snacks. He showed you the signs. Even if he does give you good D, ladies. Even if he does give you good D. That can be your downfall. Maybe he's passive with you. Just as Jonathan said, I'm trying to do everything right. Oh, I waited 30 minutes. That's passive. That means he's okay with you conducting streetly activities, out here being a hood rat because you want to be a hood rat and you want to bounce your tail. I see you, Daniel. Yeah, there can be some beta pookies. There can be some beta pookies. Absolutely. But he's being passive with you. He's letting you do what you want to do, go when you want to go, disrespect the relationship. Because again, he hasn't set those boundaries and standards. Other signs that he's a beta. He isn't demanding. Again, he doesn't enforce standards. He doesn't seek better of you or himself. And he also doesn't seek the things that he's entitled to. This type of man, a beta simp, doesn't negotiate. For example, ladies, it's always best for you to go, if you're going to go buy a new car, to go and purchase it with a man, with a male, a masculine male, preferably. So those salespeople don't run over you, don't get one up on you. So in this case, we're talking about the beta male, and he doesn't necessarily negotiate. He's passive. That means you pull up to a car dealership, and let's say the price on the lot is, I don't know, $40,000, right? Beta simp's gonna be like, okay, $40,000, yeah, let's go ahead and take that one, right? Rather than a masculine man, a competitive man, an ambitious man, he's gonna say, well, can we negotiate? I like to negotiate. 36 is looking a little better for me. Salesperson says, okay, for 39. And they'll negotiate back and forth, back and forth. A beta male, a beta simp male, a BS male is not even, he doesn't even have the heart to be confrontational in any way. That's what I mean by he doesn't negotiate. He doesn't want to cause conflict. He doesn't want to ruffle any feathers. But guess what, ladies? A masculine man, you're going to want a man who can ruffle some feathers sometimes. Because maybe, just maybe, he's going to need to come to your quote unquote rescue, or you're going to need something, or you're going to need him to essentially step in a situation to help you out in which a masculine man is needed. You're going to need him to step to the forefront to say some things on your behalf. But if he's a beta simp, if he's not confrontational, if he doesn't, like I said, doesn't want to ruffle any feathers, he's not going to do that. And all of those things should tell you that, again, he doesn't have foresight. He lacks foresight, which is not which does not make a good father, which doesn't make a good husband, which doesn't make a good leader. Makes a weak leader, a leader who can be ran over. Other signs, and we're gonna go through some comments real quick, and then I gotta go. Other signs: he doesn't take on any leadership positions. He lets you do all the decision making. And he even doesn't look intimidating. He looks like a little teddy bear. He doesn't give off masculine and I'm about business vibes. He could be a beta simp male, a BS male. And the last thing, before we get to these comments, he's worried about what others think. I'm not saying men, masculine men aren't necessarily thinking like, oh, I wonder, what so-and-so would think about this. But he's worried about what others think, and it paralyzes him from making a decision. It gives him extreme anxiety. It could cause him to go into depression or just some sort of, like I said, paralysis in decision-making of some sort. Because again, he's worried about what others think rather than doing what he thinks he's supposed to do, or what is right, or what is best. Again, beta, not a leader. So that should tell you, ladies, he's not going to be able to protect you. A man who's worried about what others think and all this and all that, he's not going to protect you at a spur of the moment if something happens. He's not going to be able to make a quick, wise decision. Okay? So, ladies, those are a few signs that he's a BS male, a beta simp male. Thanks for joining me, Dave. I appreciate you. And I've got a lot of content creators in the chat. Go ahead and drop your links. No need to ask. Thanks for being here with me, Dave. I appreciate you. And I appreciate all the love you be giving me on your channel. Let me give you another one. Shout out to you, Dave. Exactly, Theo. These women be wearing the pants. But then they want the men to wear the pants in certain situations. As I said in the past, ladies, you cannot pick and choose when you want your man to be masculine and when you want him to lead. And if you find yourself in that crossroad, that means you need to work on your femininity. Because a masculine man is not going to want to deal with that power dynamic between your masculinity and his masculinity. He may deal with it after so long, but enough is going to be enough. Don't get me started. Don't get me started on that one. That's real. Chavis, only mods can post links. Only mods can post links. So if I have any other mods in here, please drop Chavis's link. Okay. Real quick, let's get into these comments. You didn't do anything wrong. Yours is being handcrafted just for you. God's protection. Keep your head up. Stop. Girl, bye. He did many things wrong. And I showed the other people's names and pictures, except for this person, because I know this person. And her comment was the first one that popped up under his post on his page. That's why I chopped it out. But come on, girl. And she's like my age. I'm 27. She's single as far as I know. But she lives in LA and she is attractive. She's attractive. And she's even on here talking about, you didn't do anything wrong. That's what I'm saying. Ladies, y'all need to stop being disingenuous. You might as well not even comment if you're not going to be honest. Keep your head up. Yours being handcrafted. No, maybe he's got some tuning up to do. Shout out to Chantel Simone, because she said, women say these things so these types of men, these beta male simps, can be available to them when they've been ran through at 40 and looking for a husband. They're gonna hit up Jonathan. That's real. And this guy says, but why does he need to do all that though? He's fine just the way he is. And if someone is that darn superficial, then he doesn't need her. Because clearly what he looked like was an issue for him to get an actual date. So telling him about his confidence makes no sense. She wasn't even in the building to even judge that. So why is that an issue? Sis just stood him up, which is her issue. Shaking my head. Now, I did click on this guy's profile. So, here he sounds like a female. Yes, the girl shouldn't have stood him up. That is true. However, ladies, we know whether or not we want a dude or not. If we want to give him our time or not. She knew before the date even rolled around that she was not going to go on a date with him. She knew that. Because there clearly was something that he possessed that she didn't want. Feminine women don't want to marry weak men. Don't want to date simps, betas. Not usually. So this is also disingenuous. Ooh, baby, it's kicking me. I hope they hear me, Eric. Okay, come on, y'all. Next comment. Okay. Use your passport, bro. If he's lame here, he's gonna be lame elsewhere. He's got to do some work now while he's in the States before advising him to go overseas. Because just like homegirl bamboozled him, those women are going to bamboozle him as well overseas. A woman is still a woman. Okay? She may be raised in, with more so traditional values and X, Y, and Z, but he can't take what he's doing over there. So I completely disagree with that comment. And this is a guy. Okay, this lady. Trust me, you don't want to be somebody's husband one day. You want to be a husband to the best woman for you. The one that feels like God handpicked for you. Uh-oh, y'all. Hold on, y'all. We're gonna read that comment next. Hold on. You won't need a formula of flowers and compliments to get her. She will feel like a best friend, and you don't need a script to talk. It's just great. You're exercising your dating muscles and facing challenges and processing hard emotions. I agree with that part. Your future woman will appreciate your effort and your experience shaped to love her. You didn't do anything wrong. See what I'm saying? You didn't do anything wrong. You're doing all the right things when you remember to keep your heart open and to be able to love after rejection. The right woman will match your sweet character. Stay lovely. But she wouldn't date him. Ladies, y'all have an issue with being honest. He's saying, what did I do wrong? As in, how do I get a date? What is the woman, the female perspective as to why this happened to me? And this is them over here doing this. Oh, you didn't do anything wrong. Even though I wouldn't date you because you seem like a simp and you seem weak and you crying online and you need to lose some weight and you should have shaved. It's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. Get out of here. Get out of here. Stop lying, ladies. Y'all really just be lying. Okay, here's another guy. Keep your head up, bro. Matter of fact, keep your head up, king. No. Because kings conquer, first of all. So this is where he went wrong. Calling this man a king. And I'm not saying he's not a nice person. I'm not saying that. But kings conquer. Kings possess authority. Kings understand the power that they have. And again, the authority that he has. Kings don't allow people to use them and abuse them and to overstep their boundaries. Kings set their own boundaries. So first of all, stop. Keep being the man you set out to be. Don't know you, but I can tell you're one of the few men out here who are really out here trying to step up and be a man, a provider, a best friend, a life partner. Sometimes we have to go through a lot of BS to find something worthwhile. And that applies to everything in life. Keep putting one foot in front of the other, and one day you'll look back and see the mountain you climbed. Your day will come. Stay true to your values. And don't tell anyone to change. Don't allow anyone to tell you to change who you are. I think he has some good pieces of advice. But still, it's just like there is always room for improvement. And for some reason, that is it's being ignored. It isn't being talked about. Y'all have got to stop lying to each other. Please like the video. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see that one. I forgot to check to see if it would pop up large for you guys. But I'm gonna read it real quick. It really truly sucks out here, hun. The love we watched them imitate on television growing up really does seem like a fairy tale these days. The majority of people aren't looking for love, but for help and things of that nature. I'm going to skip down. The dating scene is even worse. She talks about the stuff she's been through, blah, blah. She says, P.S. I have a great life and really respond to strangers. So please save the think pieces for yourself. And the message was intended for the person posted. She basically was just saying the same thing everyone else was saying. My advice is to be have less expectations because less expectations lead to less disappointments. But it still doesn't actually have a true form of advice for this man to land what he wants, which is a date, which is a woman, which is a family. She fumbled you, her loss. Your person is out there. Can y'all stop dogging out good men? I'm looking at the one at the bottom. Oh, sorry, y'all. Wrong comments. This one I want. Can y'all stop dogging out good men? Some of us good men are still looking for a good man. Be honest and be kind. I'm sorry this happened to you. But again, she still wouldn't date him. You see? All right, y'all, last one, because I have got to go. This guy said, dude, you need to get your stuff together. Flowers, you shouldn't give flowers. Stop being wimpy and a pushover. This is bigger than some random chick who was going to be, who you're going to pay for her meal, and then she wasn't going to talk to you. Stop producing your self-esteem based on what other people think of you. He said, I can tell in 2 minutes that you're a pushover in a relationship, in business and in conversation. See? That's some real advice. So to Jonathan, I would say, you did some things wrong, and you should probably take the advice that's tough to swallow. And not all of these women saying, you didn't do anything wrong. All right, I'm going to read these super chats, and I got to go, y'all. Shout out to you, Sheila. Thank you for being here. Here to show some love for my lovely sis. Keep it up, lovely lady. Thank you, lovely lady. Shout out to you, Theo, again for being a member. None of them is saying, John. None of them is saying, John, come GTD. I don't know what GTD is, to be honest. It's all cap. It is cap. And shout out to you, Eric. Whoa, came through with the money. In facts, and you know I will. All right, y'all. So that's all I have for you. I have got to go. But that's what I had to say. Ladies, pay attention to the signs that he is a BS male, a beta simp male. And to Jonathan, try to take on the advice that's difficult to accept or difficult to hear, because that's probably the advice that you actually need. Not the whole, you didn't do anything wrong, you will find your person. Everyone has things to work on, okay? So, with that being said, that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for joining me on Bella's Corner, where we tell the truth over here. But again, that's all I have for you today. The truth has been signed, sealed, and delivered by yours truly. If you love the content you see, then please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new uploads or for when I go live. And please, if you know of any girls or young ladies who you think would benefit from this information, then please share. And until next time, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.